And sometimes you just got to be snuggled, you know, you got to be snuggled in. So Leo, we're here for it. We're here for September 2024. I'm the founder of Ultra Love. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I've been practicing and offering readings for about 5 years now, and I've been teaching yoga for over 15 years. And I'm running this brand, Ultra Love. There's online courses, there's the book, there's lots of perks for the patrons as well. Patrons get access to the courses and exclusive content, plus ad-free first access to these monthly readings, and they also get an exclusive weekly reading just for the patrons. So divine guidance and loving clarity for my lovers. Leo lovers, divine guidance and loving clarity. I'm pretty sure we've got Mercury retrograding through your sign, so there's likely to be some pullbacks with regards to like how you're feeling about yourself, how you're feeling moving forward. Likely to be some relational stuff as well. Stuff going on with people in your life, that kind of thing. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Leo, big focus on love here. There's possibly a bit of a downturn here. The Two of Cups is in reverse, and so is the Nine of Cups. So let's see what else we get. There seems to be a desire to focus on stability and getting really grounded with your resources, working with other people. Three of Pentacle, you know, being advised by other people, going to other people for advice, potentially, specifically financial advice or how to best ground and stabilize your resources. And it could be somehow that a love situation that you've been in is somehow like pulling you negatively, or like making you feel like you can't stabilize properly. Like maybe the person's not quite sure, they're giving you mixed signals. Page of Cups reversed, you know, the messages they're giving you, certainly with regards to the reciprocity of the love situation, you're like just not sure. That's maybe why you're being guided to focus on your stability. Three of Pentacle, like what's coming in, what's going out, how do I best make use of the money coming in, how do I stabilize and create this sustainability for me. It's going to help me feel luckier, because it's the Nine of Cups is the central energy, and it's in the reverse, so we're not feeling super duper lucky at the minute. And the Three of Pentacle, I feel, is that guidance of like, you're going to have to focus on just stabilizing yourself, focusing on your own resources, working with other professionals or like really trusted friends. It's like you were the other, with regards to a love situation, you were the other person. Another insight I'm getting is like, this is actually more to do, I said it right at the beginning, that there's a relational, you know, Mercury retrograde stuff happening in Aquarius where, yeah, transforming the types of relationships, you know, you're headed in for. So this is like not one singular love or romantic relationship. This is you to do with all of your intimate, like one-on-one relationships, good friends, business partners, etc., etc. Like it's like this moment of just like, you know what, things that aren't working, things that feel imbalanced, things that don't help with stabilizing, or things that pull me in a negative way, or just simply any dynamics that don't feel reciprocal to you. There's something about stepping away from them to just focus on you and your stability for now, because because there's something in you, like maybe something going on in your relational activity that somehow keeps making you feel like you're empty, or like you're not good enough, right? Which often is the case. It's the types of people we're surrounded by, you know, like little digs, or just not being very clear, not being very forthcoming, not knowing if we're coming or going, or you just simply not feeling fulfilled in certain dynamics, right? Focusing on good friends, focusing on your personal stability is the name of the game so far. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like not, it's sort of feeling like this isn't really a time to make impulsive decisions, Leo. It's almost like this Three of Pentacle, this finding your personal stability is like the key, and rushing into new things, getting messages that don't provide you with the clarity you need. There's something about just holding the fort. And I kind of feel like this is just collective messaging. If you're not sure, don't do it. Or ask for more clarity. There's something really important about your stability right now. In amongst relationships, but certainly that primary relationship with self is so much about how we're relating to other. So there's this stability. It's like, are we good? We're good. Let's do this. Let's do, right? And there's just probably like a couple other people. Nice. And see, this is a big piece here. You're wanting to focus on your Ten of Pentacles. You're wanting to bring it home, and yet you're discerning that there's certain energies around you that just aren't actually supporting you to get here. So you're like, right, reframe, regroup, you know. Again, nine, we want to turn that Nine of Cups in the upright. So let's get some advice or divine guidance for that Nine of Cups. Divine guidance, loving clarity. Yeah, so this is sort of just affirming what we were talking about around if people are lying to us, or if we're lying to ourselves about how we're really feeling about something. This is why self-reflection, meditation, things that allow us to like slow down and perceive what's going on within, to then check in with how we're perceiving situations, right? If we're not feeling good, there's usually some sort of like deception. This would indicate to me this is about your intimate relationships, close friends, one-on-one relationships. And there's likely at least one that you're just like, I always feel like shit after hanging out with that person, for example. And this would indicate, yeah, that's for real, because there's Two of Cups reversed. There's a relationship, a one-on-one relationship, where you or the other person is just not really telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that can just be like, or straight up somebody who's like gossiping about you behind your back, or taking your ideas and relaying them to other people. There's definitely an energy here that you're not feeling right about, and like you're not feeling good about, and it's likely because like it's real, like you're genuinely not going to be able to trust this person, and you probably know it. This is why whenever I have private readings, I talk and I say in these generals, but take what resonates and leave the rest. You can't force things to res. You know it, you feel it, right? When it resonates, as far as, yeah, that's definitely, and that's what readings can be useful for. It's like you're already suspecting something. There's already some sus going on in your field about what's going on in your life. And this reading would indicate to me there is someone in particular within the one-to-one realm that isn't clear, and it's obvious. It's becoming more and more obvious to you, because every time you hang out with them, you feel like shit. There's suspicious, you know, something's up. They're taking thoughts, they're taking ideas, but then they're like sneaking around with it, right? And that could be friendship circles. That could be people that we go out with. Friends, lovers. Even for some of you younger people, maybe for some of you, some children here that like, they're more than likely be teenage vibratory, where they're like, you know, just not super honest about what's going on. I knew that Leo energy. I knew that Leo was coming through. So there you are. You know, there's always sort of shades and shadows. There's good, there's bad. You've got your energy here, this strength card. That's super powerful, positive to me. This is your north node. This is you being full of you, basically, and giving yourself permission to ground into that. Just go to the people you absolutely firmly trust, that you know you feel, that you know you can ground stuff down with, right? Other energies make space. It's because there maybe is this sort of revelation around, if you're not surrounded by the types of energies that you've been feeling that are really kind of forthcoming, it's just going to hinder your creative energy. So if you're tending to everybody else's chaos, drama, lack of clarity, you too are unclear. You too are not really able to manifest your full expression. Pulling back, knowing your worth, grounding it down, really feeling into your power, your strength, your vision. Yeah, definitely having to step back. Other than those one or two super duper tight, close, grounded, we're doing this, we're rocking it, ride or die kind of friends, like pull back from everything and everyone. Because there's definitely a few different characters here in your midst that it's just like either they're going through stuff that is triggery for you or difficult, and or you literally just cannot help, or people that there's potential for a little bit more of hearing that word, like nefarious, because the Seven of Sword, the Two of Cup reverse, like that's potential people, like that's where this sort of idea of like psychic attack and stuff, when people gossip, when people talk shit about us behind our back and then pretend to be nice to our face, that's energetically disruptive. It's manipulative and it's deceptive. And so energetically speaking, we will feel it, but it won't be obvious, right? It might look like a Two of Cup. It might look like besties going out for drinks, but there's one at least that's just not like really your friend kind of thing. And again, this is you don't force it to this resonates because every time you hang out with this person, you feel a little less than. And you're thinking, fuck, man, like, and then, but they would of course say, like, you're wonderful and you're so powerful. And this is where that manipulation stuff, because on the surface, people talk about love bombing, is that there's a really heavy laced kind of projected ideation, which we can find, sort of fall under the spell of that. And that's where these, the kind of narcissistic threads start to come undone, as we penetrate in, as we get to know people more, as we allow ourselves to heal and move through energies as we're relating to new people or different situations. When we're really doing that conscious work, we will eventually burn through it if it's not an appropriate energetic dynamic. That's karma. When we're really self-responsible, every situation in essence can help us burn through some karma. Karma to me is just density, anchored into false perception, which is born out of fear and separation, right? Which is ancestral, generational, soulful. Like, we're all kind of endeavoring this idea of a great awakening, and creating a more just and fair global economy, and or means of trading, just all of the things. And I'm hearing that thing about like not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And this is that Three of Pentacles. There are good people in your life, but there's one or two that you're likely feeling, I need to have distance from this situation, and or I don't feel clear, like I don't want to move forward. Again, this is like the knowing of the self, because it's the Strength card. You're the Strength card, Leo. That's you embodying you, knowing you. That's an increasing awareness I have with astrology as well. See, right as I said, that's you embodying you. And there you are in the upright, coming through with the full blossom of creative energy, and this Empress coming through in the upright after withdrawing, after rewilding. There's this energy of you just with the moon, here, this is the Moon card, right? But this energy, what I get from the Strength is like you're having to pull back, which has an essence of, coming into the void, coming into the dark. Rewilding, I often get that expression with the Moon card, is rewilding. The octopus things, or the tentacles, are like connecting to the void, connecting to the infinite intelligence, right? Within the stillness of your own presence, and then allowing that animal energy, or allowing that kind of spiritual, dark dynamic energy to penetrate your field of awareness, to help you discern even with greater clarity. there again, I get the sense of a lot of collective shifting is continuing to shift the collective, and sort of speeding up the process, which means this whole idea of like shadow work and processing emotions, it's only going to get kind of quicker and quicker because our awarenesses are shifting to contain it, hold space for it, understand it, right? Embody that regenesis to continue to reflect it back to one another, right? And you being in your power, Leo, is important. You representing that Empress energy, that true divine, I guess cosmic energy, spiritual energy, because creative energy, divine feminine, earth centered, right? Loving, flourishing, abundant, kings and queens, right? It's like being crowned into the kings and queens status. So for some of you, this is genuine sort of initiation into your higher purpose. That's why it's probably feeling quite sticky and possibly quite uncomfortable, life force draining, because you're holding a lot and you're preparing yourself to step into this Fool energy, which is very much a rebirth energy, possibly cutting ties with the past in multiple ways, and seeing yourself all at once. And this is again, kind of an up level. So there's this innocence with the Fool going, you know what, I'm just gonna go my own way, be myself. That's the Fool energy, where you're not gonna be entangling and or listening to other people or deceiving yourself, right? From a place of lack, from a place of disempowerment, etc. You're gonna be that full expression, because there's things you want to create clearly with the two empresses here, right? And there's a part of you that knows, I have to feel better, like, and or I want to feel better, I want to feel impassioned, etc., right? I want to feel all these things. But when I hang out with this person, or when I do that meeting with that person, or when I'm working with that client, it just feels depressing. It just feels rough. And that's what you're being guided. I just looked up and saw 1717. That's a double 8, actually. So 1717 for some of you could be a magic number, or worth looking up as well. So there's likely the Aries Act card is here, which is the Fool energy too. Being called to the higher. It does. This feels really inspired to me, as far as like, when you know. When it's time, you'll know. When you want to act, know that you want to act and move. Higher purpose. There's a calling coming in. The Fool, regeneration, stepping into a brand new path, stepping into a brand new beginning. Something about some of the attraction points you've been in just are falling away. You can see them for what they are, and you're clearing them out. Hence the Fool. You're not in the Fool energy. It's representative of not taking we're not taking baggage. The Fool in the Rider-Waite has like this tiny little sack and a dog. He's not taking his possessions with him. He's taking a couple survival pieces, right? Like, and the Fool in this is just an innocent duckling or what have you, on a kind of little branch. So there's this innocence of springtime. And yet the Fool, it's interesting, right? Because this Fool is surrounded by all the experience you've already lived. The Strength card to me is you embodying the next level or a greater sense of wisdom. And thus, within that integrated wisdom, you're able to be reborn. So you contain all the wisdom, but you remember your innocence. And that's an aspect of the creative energy, that you're here to shine into the world as the creator, right? It's like knowing how all the zodiac signs and the houses, etc., they all link in. We see them in these sort of compartmentalized grids, but they all merge and flow into the other, as in I think of that Mercury retrograde, starting the retrograde in Virgo, which is potentially hitting up into your second house, right? Your sense of self-worth, Empress reverse, 9 of Cups, like not feeling necessarily quite on it, not exactly sure, like, am I good here? Does this work out for me? And then it goes back into Leo. So this sense of worth is transiting back through part of like your avatar, like how you show up in the world, how you're expressing yourself, and the pulling back might bring people back from the past, might bring ideas back from the past, might bring situations to light where you're like, oh, okay, I can see this now, and da 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 da, and I can't take that with me, or I don't want to take that with me, or I want to feel more like this, I want to feel more autonomous, I want to feel more powerful, I want to feel more magnetic. So there's something about now pulling back to put energy back into yourself, and maybe, just maybe, stepping away from certainly at least one for you guys, like someone in the midst that you just know, like, I legit have no energy for this person right now. This is the thing too about our, it's painful, and like we have these sort of experiences in separation, and yet this deeper truth of knowing, that's part of the strength energy, that's part of doing like any kind of spiritual work that helps us feel connected, right? Like, we're the creator, look, in the Fool. So there's something really potent about like releasing these old energies, possibly having to let something go, maybe like, ooh, oh god, this makes me feel uncomfortable, or like, I've always been in a codependent thing with this person, but actually stepping away is the regenesis that's going to bring you into a greater sense of power. The strength, the creator. You're wanting to feel like a creator. You want to feel really, like your awesome self. There's definitely, again, one, or I mostly am getting like one. I guess for some of you it could be like a couple people in your friendship circle, but like a lover and a friend, or a lover and a couple kids, or like there's people around that are like, well, really probably sucking the life force out of you, but your focused intent is that stability, which I think is partly what's giving you that prompt to focus on that, which might require some alone time. It might require some like just deeper meditation and stillness to come into that sense of, I am the emperor, I am the empress, right? I am the strength, I am the faith, I am the Fool, like embodying more, and then stepping into that new road or that new path. There's definitely, again, some sort of pathway opening up here for you, Leo, to pursue more of your higher purpose. And again, you would feel it, you would know it. The action card, as in when we're being called, it's pretty undeniable. So let's look at, we've just pulled the Parvati, but it's in the reverse. So I'm always intrigued by the reversal energies to see what they show us or what they come up with. The goddess of devotion, love, and yoga. Like a body with no spinal cord, you may have lost your grounding and become loose, floating in every direction. What is it you are committed to? A person with no commitments is like a wave with no direction. It's crucial to always have direction in life. And that direction should always be pointing inward. Spiritual development is a journey that unfolds when you begin to walk the path. Recommit yourself to daily asana and meditation practice for 30 days and watch your life slowly rebuild its spinal cord. A mantra, Om Namah Parvati. Yeah, strength card, creator card. This is like you really coming back to yourself, for you. I gotta say, I'm resonating with some of this too, as far as like I've been having more shifts with self too, where I'm like, really luxuriating my personal practice, because for so long, going back to 2008 or whatever, it was about generating momentum, practicing loads, and then eventually, for a considerable amount of time, sharing it, practicing and sharing and practicing and sharing and filming and recording and creating content. And there's a shift now where, yeah, the creation of the content are these readings, and there's still yoga being practiced with clients, but my personal practice is very personal now, and just ongoing and flowing. And I can't quite describe it other than that's where I'm at. Intuitively, that's where I've come to, where I'm not having an authentic desire to record myself practicing and teaching, or practicing. Certainly I never recorded teaching, but because it's online anyway, but practicing is very personal. and I feel really blessed to be at a point where I can have that personal practice and connection and share it, and then trust in the process enough to let go of that old construct, right? Where um God, best part of probably 10 years, 2012 until um more recently, I guess, even 2020. And I just noticed it coming out less, and I wasn't enjoying, and so it's just one's own self. And even a lot of the astrologers, I'm getting too hot for your sunshine jacket now. I recently came across an astrologer that I'm loving listening to that content, and because it really does come back to the knowing of self, which are some of the obviously prime time teachings of all of life. The knowing of how to really allow astrological systems and or teachings to reflect back to us a sense of that unique divinity and or self-awareness. So again, it shouldn't be these sort of separate fragmented parts. We should be kind of continually absorbing the energy of the cosmos in relationship to other people's wisdom and integration, and then biofeedbacking that to our own self, right? Of what works for me, what do I enjoy, right? Like so yeah, it's almost like this continuing deep dive into greater self-awareness practices that allow us to relinquish some of these old programs around judgment, having to hook into one another to like be powerful or like have control. So that's part of the purpose of the collective shadow work phase, is that we're not getting to the other side without going within, because it's the going within that alchemizes us. It's the going within that shapes us into the diamonds that we're here to be. And if we don't go through that process, I would dare say that's part of why we end up staying in certain patterns, less than desirable patterns. And the patterns usually get worse and worse until we let them go, transform them, alchemize them, or just, that transformation of patterns can be moving house, or can be taking a leap, quitting that job. Like, I'm not sort of advising any of that per se. It's just that these inner nudgings that are like, there's more. I'm bored, bored with this. So because that's another thing, Nine of Cups, Empress reverse. These energies are like your potential, but we're not feeling it. You have the potential to feel good about yourself, and you're like, why do I feel like hot mess all the time or whatever? It's like, well, because other people around you are not particularly clear. They probably like being around you though. Just saying, like Empress energy, hi. They want to be around it, like they want something you've got. But for the moment, anyway, they can't quite meet you, and you're like, I think I need to like Pravarti reverse. I think I need to just dedicate. Maybe you do that. Maybe go on like a yoga retreat, or said 30 days, I think. So give yourself some time. Maybe give yourself the month of September if you can, or plan a trip away where you can get like a whole month or more, like just some soul searching, alone time, slight reframe. You've got enough of a foundational support with that Three of Pentacle. Remember, we saw that Ten of Pentacle as well. Like you've got, yeah. Anyway, Leo, long reading for you guys. I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful month of September. Let me know if that resonates with you guys. Thank you for being here. And if you enjoyed that, don't forget to subscribe and like and share and do all that juicy good stuff to help all of us small creators and business owners, in a sense, very much so, like grow these authentic missions, to keep growing more authentic missions. Because I dare see, most of us out here are really desiring to give back as much as possible. It's like Robin Hood. Yeah. So I don't know how that would happen, but I believe the everything is changing for the better, and we can continue to lean into feelings of relief and feelings of being really supported. You got this, Leo. You're super strong. Have a great month. I'll see you guys next time. We're in the daily shares. Thanks again for being here. Have a good month of September, and I'll see you in October. Oh my gosh, October. Can't quite believe how quickly this year has gone. Have a good one, Leo. I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace out.